Hi, welcome to In and Out of Your Mind on WeTV. I'm your host, Tina Brigley. In and Out of Your Mind is a web series designed to help you get out of your head and into your life. Joining us today is communication expert David Cunningham. David is a forum leader at Landmark Worldwide, which is an international training and development company that helps people to create breakthrough results in their life. Welcome, David.
Thanks, Tina. Thank you.
So today, we want to talk about this rise in incivility that's happening in our society. People are just really rude to each other. Like, we're losing that humanity. Help us. What can we do to create something different?
And you see it everywhere. I just, on the plane here, I saw it on the plane, people arguing with each other about where they were going to put their luggage and who had the right to the overhead, right? It's happening everywhere. Here's what I think really is important about it. Everybody has a view of life. And the important thing to get is that each of us have our own views. We see things a different way. And maybe none of our views are the right view. So if when we're starting to have an argument with somebody, or it's starting to get heated between us and another person, if we can listen and appreciate, hey, they have one view of life, I have another, they don't have to match, neither one is right, and I can begin to appreciate their view and my view, both as possible views of life.
Yeah. And that's so incredibly important, because we have this tendency, I think, to just want to be right, to make somebody else wrong. We want to win the fight. We
do, don't we? And maybe it's time that we really have being related or being connected with other people be more important than being right.
Appreciating another person's viewpoint.
As a view. None of them are right.
And I think the other important thing about that, when we're appreciating somebody else's view, is knowing that it doesn't necessarily have to be something that you agree with. It's just something that you can listen to.
You can listen to, and you can appreciate it, that, oh, that's their view. And if I appreciate and I ask them, like, okay, I got that's your view. And I can even say something, I have a slightly different view of life. Mine's not right, but I'd like you to hear it. Okay, they can hear it also as your view, and you're not insisting that you're right about it.
Awesome. So let's face the facts.
Okay.
Sometimes that's not easy to do, right? And I think a lot of times we have this internal dialogue going on when we're communicating with people. And I know you've talked about flipping the switch. How do we flip the switch when we know that somebody's wrong and we want to communicate with them, but it's really challenging for us? How do we do that?
Yeah. Well, while somebody's talking to us, we're always talking to ourselves at the same time. And that internal dialogue we have with ourselves says things like, I agree with that, I don't agree with that. That was right, that was wrong. They should have done that, they shouldn't have done that. And we're constantly saying things to ourselves like that when people are talking to us or when we're watching other people do something. We're constantly talking to ourselves about what they're doing. If we can just notice that and begin to see, hey, wait a minute, that's not happening out here. I'm talking to myself about what they're saying. I'm talking to myself about what they're doing. But that's not what they're saying, and that's not what they're doing. That's what I'm saying about it. Then we can flip the switch, and instead of listening to us, start to listen to them and pay attention to what's really happening out here.
And that is an incredible tool to be able to flip that switch.
Because mostly what we get upset about is not what people say and what people do. Mostly what we get upset about is what we say to ourselves about what they say and do. For instance, somebody says something and we say to ourselves, that was rude. Now we're upset.
Yeah.
But we're not upset because of what they said. We're upset because we decided what they said was rude. So we're actually reacting to our story about what they said versus what they actually said. And if you can flip the switch and just hear, hey, what they said, oh, they said, I want this done this way. I made up, that's rude.
Right.
Okay, well, if it's just they said they want something done a certain way, I can listen to that and not be upset about it.
That's right. And I know, again, we go back to our families, right? How many times does this happen when we're talking to each other and we're trying to make each other wrong and trying to win the fight in our relationships? So it's really important to be able to just step back, not have to be right, and just be able to be in somebody else's world.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where it really is important for us to decide, hey, being related or being connected or love in our homes is more important than being right. And then remember, maybe none of us are right. Maybe we each just have views.
Yeah, world views. You know, you think about applying what you just said to life. Like just that concept could really change wars and, you know, major conflicts. Social media, you see it all the time.
Yeah, I think we can really start talking about some new things. So rather than talking about who's right or who's wrong, maybe we could start talking about, hey, what works or what's possible or what inspires us. So there's new conversations you and I could have. And if we start new conversations, we'll have new views of life. So I would recommend giving up talking about who's right and wrong. Let's talk about what works. Let's talk about what's possible. Let's talk about what's going to give people life.
Yeah. New view, new life.
There you go.
Right? Just as easy as that.
Yeah, thanks.
So I want to thank you for being here with us today, because I think this is so important for us to be able to just really be with somebody else and not feel like we have to be wrong or right or make somebody else wrong. We can just really listen. So I want to thank you for watching as well. And remember, awareness is only good with action. So take action in your life. Be able to use these tools in the real world. Let me know how it is. And join us next week for another series where I will help you to get out of your head and into your life. So join us next week on WeTV. Thank you for watching.